The desert, wow, just imagine it. Sand everywhere, miles and miles of nothing but sand, like a giant beige carpet, but way less comfortable to fall asleep on, trust me. The sun, a fiery orange ball, was just starting to dip, kissing the horizon goodbye. It painted the sky in these crazy colors, purples, reds, oranges, beautiful, yes, but also a little bit ominous, like something big was about to happen. And in this vast emptiness, under this dramatic sky, a table was set, a fancy table with actual chairs in the middle of nowhere. Only the most powerful or the most eccentric pull off a dinner party like this one. Tonight, it seemed, we had a bit of both. First to arrive, as you might expect, with a bit of flair, was Donald Trump, President Trump that is. It's 2025, remember? He stepped out of a very large, very secure vehicle, probably gold-plated on the inside. The famous hair was perfectly in place. How does he do it, especially in the desert? There must be some kind of presidential hair secret. He wore his signature dark suit and the bright red tie. You could spot that tie from space. He looked around, a big smile on his face, taking it all in, like he'd just built this desert himself, and was very pleased with the result. He's good at looking pleased. Next, a different kind of arrival, quieter, more understated. Vladimir Putin emerged. He didn't need a flashy entrance. His reputation usually entered the room before he did. Stern face, sharp eyes that missed nothing. He was dressed impeccably, as always. A tailored suit, dark and serious. No bright red tie for him. He surveyed the scene, not with a big smile, more like a chess master looking at the board, calculating every possible move, every grain of sand. He nodded slowly, a man who knows about waiting and watching. The desert silence probably felt familiar to him. He has a few of those in Russia. And then the final guest, Elon Musk. He probably arrived in something that could also go to Mars, or maybe he just teleported. With Elon, you never really know, do you? He's the tech guy, the ideas guy. He was dressed more casually than the other two. No tie, maybe a cool jacket. He's an advisor to President Trump now, so he's in the political mix. But he also talks to Putin. Regularly, he looked up at the stars, already starting to pop out in the darkening sky, probably thinking about his next rocket launch, or how to get Wi-Fi on Mars, or maybe just wondering what was for dinner. These three, together in the desert. This was going to be interesting. So, there they were, the three of them, Trump, Putin, Musk, an unlikely dinner party, like a superhero team-up, but for... well, we're not sure what for yet. Trump, ever the host, probably went for a big handshake. Vladimir, great to see you. Fantastic desert, isn't it? The best desert. Putin, with a polite, firm grip. A slight nod, his eyes doing the talking. Musk, maybe a little awkward. A tech handshake, quick, efficient. He's brilliant, but big social gatherings, maybe not his favorite Martian colony. He's got that direct line to Putin and he's Trump's advisor. So, they all know each other. This isn't their first rodeo, even if it's the first one in a desert. The historical context is juicy. We know Musk has been in regular contact with Putin for years, talking about who knows what, geopolitics, space, maybe their favorite cat videos. And Putin, just last month, in April 2025, was publicly praising Musk, calling him outstanding. High praise from a man like Putin. Meanwhile, Musk is a top advisor to Trump, attending cabinet meetings, talking government efficiency, which sounds efficient. And Trump himself? He's reportedly had his own private calls with Putin, so these guys aren't strangers. They're like members of a very exclusive, very powerful book club, the kind where they don't actually read books. Imagine the table. Opulent. Crystal glasses, shiny silverware. Probably a chef flown in from a five-star restaurant. What do you serve at a desert summit? Grilled astronaut food. Trump would probably ask for a well-done steak with ketchup. Putin, maybe something traditional, caviar, perhaps. Musk. He might just ask for a nutrient paste, optimized for peak performance. Or maybe he's just scrolling through X, his social media platform, checking mentions. The platform that, by the way, has seen its share of Russian disinformation. Small world, isn't it? Especially when you're at the top, very, very top. The small talk must have been something else, Trump would boast. My tariffs are doing great things, amazing things. Venezuela, they're paying. Hyundai is building a huge plant. Jobs, jobs, jobs. He loves talking about his achievements. Musk might chime in about Starlink's latest satellite deployment or a new Tesla feature. We're making cars that can almost drive themselves to Mars. Putin would listen patiently. Maybe a slight, almost invisible smile. He's not one for small talk. He's there for the main course, the real discussion, the desert wind picking up, carrying their first words into the night. What were they really there to discuss? As the appetizers were cleared, the conversation likely shifted. Trump, feeling expansive, might have talked more about his policies. We're making America strong again, the strongest. Everyone agrees. He'd list his successes. The new tariffs on Venezuelan oil, that big Hyundai steel plant in Louisiana. He's a deal maker. Or at least he likes to be seen as one. He's probably thinking about the next election already, how this dinner, this power move will play. He is, after all, president again, and the world watches his every move, his every handshake, his every tweet. Or whatever they call it on X now. Elon Musk, never one to be left out of a big ideas session, would jump in. He's got planets to colonize, after all. Mars is the future, he'd say, eyes gleaming. We need a multi-planetary species to survive. He'd talk about SpaceX, about Neuralink, about Optimus robots. Maybe he'd subtly bring up his peace plan for Ukraine, the one that sounded a lot like Moscow's wish list. He's been more critical of Ukraine lately, and his Starlink system, it's vital for Ukraine. But he controls the switch. That's a lot of power for one man. A man who's also advising the US president and talking to the Russian president. It's complicated. Putin would absorb all of this like a human supercomputer. He'd nod at Musk's Mars talk. Remember, he called Musk absolutely crazy about Mars and an outstanding person. High praise. He might steer the conversation gently towards Russia's role in the world, towards technology, towards the shifting global order. He's not just there for the desert ambience. He's a strategist. He knows Musk's Starlink is a game changer. He knows Musk's X platform can be useful. He's looking for advantages, for leverage. In a world that's constantly changing, he's a master at playing the long game. The dynamic between them would be fascinating. Trump, the showman, loud, confident, wanting to be the main attraction. Putin, the quiet force. His power is in his silence, his calculation. He doesn't need to shout. His presence is enough. And Musk, the disruptor, the wild card. He's not a traditional political player. He's a tech titan who suddenly has immense geopolitical influence. Fiona Hill, who knows a thing or two about Trump and Russia, warned about Musk's potential influence, like an oligarch, but with rockets and a social media company. It's a new kind of power, and it was all on display, there in the desert, under the stars. As the night grew deeper, the talk probably got more serious. Maybe they did discuss Ukraine. Musk's Starlink access over conflict zones, his controversial peace proposals, perhaps the use of social media platforms like X for information or disinformation campaigns. These are sensitive topics that make intelligence agencies very nervous, especially when discussed in a private desert dinner. What deals were being hinted at, what understandings were being reached, the kind of things that don't make it into the official press releases, the kind of things that change the world, or at least try to. Each man at that table had his own agenda. Trump looking for wins, for deals that make him look good, for ways to secure his legacy and maybe another term. He wants America to be respected again on his terms. Musk driven by innovation, yes, but also increasingly by a desire to shape global events, to be a player. His vision for the future is grand. Mars AI, but it's his vision. And he seems willing to push boundaries to achieve it. Putin focused on Russia's resurgence, on challenging the West, on securing his country's interest in a multipolar world. He sees opportunities in the shifting alliances and in powerful, unpredictable individuals. The implications of such a meeting, huge, massive. If these three actually found common ground on major issues, it could reshape global politics, alliances could shift, conflicts could change direction. The West would be watching very closely, or trying to. Remember those Trump administration officials discussing military ops on Signal? Information security is a tricky thing, especially when the people at the top have their own channels. The rest of the world would be left wondering, what was decided? Who benefits and who pays the price? This isn't just a dinner, it's a signal. And then it would be over. The limousines or spaceships would depart, leaving the desert quiet again, the fancy table cleared. Only the wind would remain, carrying echoes of their conversation. Were these winds of change or just a lot of powerful hot air in a cool desert night? It's hard to say, but one thing is for sure. When these three get together, it's never just for the food. The ripples from a dinner like this could be felt for years to come. On Earth, and maybe, just maybe, even on Mars. The world holds its breath, or it should.